Bendiciones, everybody. Alafia to everybody tuning in. Today I have a very, very special guest. The beautiful Miss Honeydrop. Miss Honeydrop, just say a few words. She's shy, but really, you
Yes, I
know.
am actually shy. Um, Hello everyone. Good evening, good morning. It is night over here, but yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from all over the world. Um, I don't really know what to say. It's just it's a great thing to be here. So thank you so much, my dear brother,
Right.
for having me here.
So can you tell them like a little bit? Because I know right now you're in the UK, right?
Yes.
So your state, but can you tell them a little bit about like where your family origins are?
Okay. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Ogun State, Abeokuta.
Okay.
That's where my father is from. My mom is from Ijebu. Is the same state within Ogun State. So
Okay.
I'm Owu. That's
Okay.
where I'm from. Hmm.
So I'm happy to have you on because I've tried as from with my platform I brought on before a few people from Nigeria, but we don't always get to hear those voices a lot. They're around, but as far as like the spiritual community as a whole, they don't always hear it from the source unless they know Yoruba and they tune into those videos and things like that. We don't always get these perspectives. So we really, really appreciate you for coming to share the perspective from, right from the source, somebody that's from the soil, direct. And so with that said, your relationship with Ifa, I want to get into a little bit of like what that means to you. Like, what does your relationship to Ifa mean to you? You know, and how has it helped you evolve in your journey?
Okay. Ifa holds a very special place in my life because, I mean, even though I've got so many other Orishas, you can't do anything without Ifa.
Right.
Ifa gives you a sense of direction,
Oh, shit.
um, the divinations, the warnings, the
Mm,
taboos. It helps you navigate. So since I came into Isheshe, that's what we call it back home.
uh-huh.
Since I came into Isheshe, which is Ifa religion or African spirituality, my life has more meaning.
Mm,
Um, Considering I wasn't raised in Isheshe, I was born and raised a Christian
mm,
until I became an adult. And then Oshun came to me in my dreams and told me I was an Oshun priestess. At the time, I was just a Christian.
mm,
And I had no link to anyone in the Sheshe community, but the Orishas come to me. And
right.
that was how I started getting to know more about myself. I started asking more questions. Divinations revealed so many other things I didn't even know.
Mm,
And then later on, family members slowly started to open up that, well, actually, there is this and that Orisha within the family.
ah,
We had someone who was the custodian, but now that she's passed, perhaps maybe it's just a coincidence or not a coincidence that it's been passed on to me. And no one cared to tell me this. But anyway, Ifa has given my life so much meaning.
mm,
Before I came into Sheshe, there were so many things in my life that just wasn't working out. I didn't even have a voice.
mm,
Well, I was always vocal, but there were so many things that were just out of place. And, you know, Ifa has helped me to build slowly from the rubble. Because, gosh, there was a time it was a chaotic, I had a very chaotic life for a couple of years. It was very tumultuous.
right.
And yeah, I owe all my thanks to the Irumolers.
Ah,
That's what I can say. Not just Ifa, because that would be unfair. They've
right.
all played major roles in my life at different points.
Right. So, okay, so now understanding, your relationship to Mama Oshun. A lot of people, so the story that you tell is a story that a lot of people in the diaspora are familiar with because a lot of us go through, a similar thing where especially like my family from Puerto Rico, right? There's Yoruba through that lineage. My great grandmother practiced, but the rest of the family they didn't, outside of my grandmother who was in Puerto Rican voodoo. And so, sometimes things can be hush hush and family members know about it. But like you said, the custodian, who was holding the information, maybe she passed. And when she passed, what happens? The Orisha come looking for the next one to carry the thing going with their family, things like that. And you spoke of Oshun coming to you in dream. So a lot of us have Orisha that come to us in dream, things like that. And sometimes we're not sure of our connection to them. How was it to find out, when Oshun came out in divination, like, that is my head Orisha, that is my mama. This is my daughter. How was that experience to you when you seen Oshun's power right on the map? And it's like, okay, yeah, you are Oshun's daughter.
Um, Even before the divination, I never had a doubt that
Mm,
I had a shoe because our energy is unmissable,
right,
you know. Like I said at the time, I first had the dream. Now, let me give you a little background. Growing up, I've always had the gift of seeing visions and I dream a lot, and my dreams had always come to pass. So that helped me realize it's given me a sense of understanding of the dream world, the other realm, because I
mm,
see a lot of things that I don't even understand.
right,
I see a lot of spirits, ancestors coming to me that I don't recognize. And so when she came to me, I knew it wasn't just another rough sleep. It wasn't just a nightmare. It wasn't just a, you know,
right,
I knew it was a message because through my dreams, I've had a lot of messages passed to me through my dad is passed, so it comes to me in my dreams, and it talks to my mom too. Strangely, there was a time my mom said, "Oh, your dad came to me in my dream and said you were crying." And the
mm,
funny thing is, I didn't even tell her. I didn't tell anyone I was going through. I was going through hell at the time.
mm,
And then I listened to her. Yeah, it's true. I was going through a lot. So to come back to the ocean story, my dream and my belief in my dream was what made me realize that okay, this got to be real.
right,
Now, when I woke up from that sleep, the first thing I remembered was growing up. My mom always told us stories that from our paternal side of the family,
mm,
that they've got Oshun Korede as their family name.
mm,
So I thought perhaps it's from my mother's side.
right.
Only for me to find out about 2, 3 years ago, yeah, thereabout. That's actually from my paternal side. He's even stronger there.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So my dad was a traditional leader, head before he passed.
Mm,
Don't like talking about,
yeah,
but I'm from a royal family.
okay,
Um, so he used to do a lot of appeasement for the river. There's
okay,
a river in my village, and apparently used to appease that water
right,
because I think it's linked to Oshun River some way.
yeah,
That river travels through different parts.
okay,
So I don't know, but anyway, they do the appeasement in that river for Oshun every year, big celebration. But it's funny, I never knew about it
mm,
all these years. That's to tell you how osh parents can be sometimes.
I know,
So I then realized that he was really into it, and so was his elder sister.
right,
And it was like, okay, and no one thought to mention, but here we are today. So, when I did my divination, and it was confirmed to me that Oshun was one of my main head orishas, because truly, I can't tell you one person owns my head more than the other. It's always a conflict,
okay,
especially Olokun and Oshun.
okay,
They are very strong Orishas in my life, even more than Yemoja and the rest.
right,
I've got male Orishas too. I've got Batala, Ogun, and Shango,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not heavily present
Right.
compared to Oshun and Olokun, who just can sometimes feel like a conflict. But
So yeah,
so they
that's
came up, and I found out. Sorry to
yeah.
go through the long story. That's how I found out that truly they hold my head. But I couldn't say I was surprised because Ajay had also found a way to come to me. A friend came to my house and said I was given instruction to give you Ajay as a gift.
Oh,
I didn't know what to do with it. I just thought it was a seashell, so I put it by the window. And it came the following week and asked me, "Where is the thing I gave you?" Like, it's just over there. Like, no, you need to look after it. You need to care for it. She said you've not been looking at. What is this? I don't know what to do with it. Like, just get a white ball, put it in, and do this, do that. That was my first introduction to Ajay.
okay.
Then Oshun came after, and
Right.
then the local one came after. It's like, okay, so everybody's just coming now, eh?
So, I want people to realize, because in the diaspora, there's a big emphasis on like, a person's head Orisha. And, you know, when you go into the culture, you will start to see people that have even two Orishas on their head. You will start to see people that have, especially in Lukumi, you will find a lot of people who have Oshun and Yemoja on their head.
Mhm.
You will find some men
That's
that
quite
have,
common. Yeah,
yeah. So you will find some men that even could have Shango and Ogun fighting over their head before they get crowned.
yeah.
And this is the thing that you see, especially as you guys go deeper in, you will start to hear these certain things, of people having multiple head orishas, things like that.